How's it? Indian Cowboy, DocSports.com. Connect on Sunday, December 22nd, as we get this video to you every day around this time. Have your free pick winner in just a second. Your free pick winner today, you got 18 games for you worth of free selections, but your free pick winner today, I think it's going to be between St. Louis and Grand Canyon in college basketball, but of course we have a lot of NFL games to get to. I will start with those. I will start with the free selection, and I'll get to all the, I don't know, it could be between... Yeah, I mean, I'll start with the free selections. I'll start with the NFL first, I believe, and then I'll get to all of the other games. I don't know. I could choose the NFL Rams over to the Publix on Grand Canyon, which is why. But no, I'll give you the Grand Canyon game at the 4 o'clock. But yeah, after that selection, I'll give you all the NFL leans as well. Hello, I'm Indian Cowboy, and this is Doc Sports. Indian Cowboy's been around for 19 years. And Doc Sports has been on for 53 years. Nice free pick winner yesterday. And the Detroit Pistons plus the 6 as they won outright against Phoenix. Back-to-back free play winners. We'll try to make it 3 in a row today. But yeah, Indian Cowboys been around for 19 years. The algorithms, Doc Sports 53 years. I have a doctorate and a master's in biostatistics. That is how these algorithms work. Welcome to my free daily podcast. Our best selections over at DocSports.com. Under Arun Shiva, Indian Cowboy, we of course have a popular YouTube premium teaching channel. For $20 a month, you get a live show every day, and if we don't get you a live show, we get your premium selection for free, which is awesome. That live show usually comes out between 9 p.m. and midnight every night, and you get 240 games off for just $20 a month. It is a recorded podcast. You can listen to any time. You get a written summary at the end, and you get my favorite selection of that video as well. The link to YouTube Premium is in the comment section, and the link to how to get to free $60 worth of selections as well. Free $60 worth of selections is there too. So yeah. Looking forward to that. So if you want even more content, be sure to check my Twitter. It has our latest updates. Our most recent updates will be posted on Twitter as well. And yeah, so what do I need to tell you here? First of all, we had a great day yesterday. We won our 7-unit college football selection on Ohio State, getting it done. And we also won our 4-unit college football selection on Penn State. So 2-0 started the football week for plus 1,100. We have a 6-unit NFL selection at 1 o'clock today. I can't wait for you to join that. And try to start the week 2-0, man. I'm sorry, we're already 2-0 for the week. I think we can go 4-1 or 5-0 in football this week. We're right there. We have 3 selections on the docket today. We're going to have a winning week no matter what. It looks like we've already had 3 straight winning weeks coming in. We're going to try to make it 4 straight winning weeks with a win today. And we have a 7-unit college basketball selection today. That I certainly hope you join us for. And that game goes off at 5 o'clock. And then we have a 7-unit prop selection today in the NBA. And that game goes off at 9 o'clock. So big day for us today. And I hope you join us in all of those fronts. All right. So what else do I need to tell you here? 3 straight winning weeks in football. I told you about a 6-unit NFL today. Really nice 4-unit NBA selection today. So looking forward to that. And looking forward to our football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, soccer, which is on a 16-7 run for plus 3,000, as well as a 5-1 run. Daily props are plus 4,640 this year as well. And I told you we have a 7-unit selection today. 7-unit prop Sunday, which goes off at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. So looking forward to all that. Can't wait for it. All right, let's get to your free play selection today. Let me mark some stuff down here. So, all right, let's get to your free play selection today. And it is going to be on the Grand Canyon in college basketball. Try to make it 3 straight winners for you today. Of course, we are 60% for 6-7 months in free plays, which is huge. I like Grand Canyon minus the 10.5 here. Guess who coaches Grand Canyon? If you said Bryce Drew, you are correct. Come on down. Just a ton of value here. And Grand Canyon is a well-known school in the power rankings if you follow them. But the thing here is that St. Louis has Travis Ford as their coach for a long time, and then he got fired. So now John Church is coming over from Indiana State, a 30-plus win coach over there. St. Louis is coming off back-to-back losses for the first time this year, and I get that. But I want you to know something. Grand Canyon's coach, Bryce Drew, he was at Valpo for a while, right? He's from the Drew coaching family. His brother coaches at Baylor. He's from Valpo for a while, and then he went over to Vanderbilt. That didn't work out, and then he went over to Grand Canyon, and life has been great there. He was the founding father, if you will, of that program, the only coach they've known. And I think Grand Canyon will want to send a message here. They are in the. St. Louis is a team that's in the Atlantic, right? This is not a typical whack game that Grand Canyon plays, and they need to win by a wide margin. And Grand Canyon has had some big wins this year. They beat Stanford in a neutral footing by 7. right? They lost to Georgia by just 5, and you saw how good Georgia is. And they lost to Arizona State by just 11, and I think they got a top 100 defense, and I think they're going to get rocking today. The only reason why I didn't make it a premium college basketball selection today was because St. Louis was coming off back-to-back losses, and I wanted to respect that. And they had a tight game against Santa Clara, so numerically, it wasn't as strong, but it does make a lot of sense in a lot of ways today. Grand Canyon, minus the points at minus 10.5 today as your free selection. Moving on here, the next game at the 5:27 mark is, well, let me go to all the football because I think that's what you're excited about. Number one, Minnesota versus Seattle in the NFL. I like Seattle here. I just think Seattle bounces back, man. Seattle comes off a couple of tough losses here. And, the Seahawks come off a couple of tough. Seattle comes off a tough loss to Green Bay, 13-30. They had beaten Arizona, New Jersey, Arizona, and San Francisco 4 in a row prior to that. I know Minnesota has won 7 straight, but why are they only a 2.5-point favorite? They beat a lowly Bears team. They beat my Falcons team, who had Kirk Cousins, who's terrible. They beat Arizona by 1. They beat Chicago by 3. They beat Tennessee by 10. They beat Jacksonville by 5. So I think Seattle can definitely hang in this game, and therefore give me Seattle today. And as far as the next selection, which is, Cleveland and Cincinnati in the NFL, I still like the over here. I still think that, Cleveland is obviously going to start a new quarterback today. Cincinnati, there was some brouhaha between the coach and the quarterback last game, but they're still in the playoff hunt. They beat Dallas, and they scored 27 on Dallas, scored 37 on Tennessee, 38 on Pittsburgh, which is impressive, 27 on the Chargers, 34 on the Ravens, 41 on Vegas. They can score, and I think Cleveland's going to be an active dog as well. Give me the over in that game as well. And moving on, next game is going to be, the next game here is going to be between the Rams and the Jets. I still like the over here between the Rams and the Jets. You have a Rams-Jets team that, I think the Rams only scored, 6 points or 12 points in their last game, right? And they had 44 points against Buffalo prior to that. The Jets scored 32 against Jacksonville. This is their Super Bowl, if you will. I mean, they get to play the Rams here. I mean, I don't want to say Super Bowl, but they do get excited to play a Rams team at home. And Aaron Rodgers also, there's a subtext here, which is there's a lot about California. That was his former, that's his former area in that area, and he doesn't really like the Rams because of the liberal nature of the Rams. I don't want to go too much into it, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if they're an active dog and this game goes over the posted total there. All right, next game. As far as it relates to Arizona and Carolina, I don't know how Arizona doesn't cover or at least win here. This is an Arizona team that comes off a tough loss in their last game. I mean, they did win against New England 30-17, but they lost their previous 3 to Seattle, Minnesota, and Seattle. They've lost their last 2 road games to Minnesota and Seattle. Carolina, actually, both these teams won't have their starting centers, by the way, according to Adam Schefter. Carolina comes into this game having lost 4 in a row. They played pretty well against Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, and Kansas City, and then they laid the biggest egg against Dallas. I think the only thing that matters here is I know Carolina's off of a loss, but Arizona is 7-7. They're in the playoff hunt, so it does make sense for Arizona to do well. Detroit and Chicago in the NFL. I like Detroit here. Detroit, this is a real square selection. That's why it's not a premium selection. But Detroit lost 42-46 against Buffalo. When Detroit comes off a loss, they're pretty strong. And I know Chicago is just an utter mess right now, losing 12-30 to Minnesota. They actually didn't play that bad in that game. They just couldn't convert on so many things. They just know how. I mean, they had so many choices and they had so many penalties. Small lean on Detroit, but nothing big for me. San Francisco and Miami in the NFL. I'm going with San Francisco here. The Niners, you have a team here that's favored by 1.5, and I just simply like the coaching staff a little bit better here. Brock Purdy gave everybody a new truck at his offensive lineman, probably because they lost 6-12 and only put up 6 points in that game. They should probably put up more 6 points more often. He'll give them more free stuff. They did beat Chicago 38-13, lost to Buffalo, Green Bay, and Seattle. Purdy is not the answer, it seems. Both these teams are 6-8. And I like Miami as a team too, but I'm actually going to take the coaching staff here a little bit more. And by the way, I've given you all these leans in my weekly football video, but I like to recap the day of. That's what our goal is on the daily video, right? We put the specific date there. So I want to get through all the NFL, and then I'll get to college basketball and then the NBA for you. The Patriots and Bills, I like the under there. I think the Bills are going to win by a wide margin. I think the Bills come off of I think the Bills could easily win this by a wide margin, but I think what's important here is they stay healthy, and they kind of move on to the next game, which is against the Jets. This team does come off 48 points against Detroit. I think they have a classic offensive letdown, and the Patriots' strength is their defense, and I think they are going to hope that they don't get absolutely blown out, so they're just going to run the ball and continue their terrible offensive play calling and just finish out the season. Tampa Bay and Dallas. I like the under here. Dallas has played really good defense at home, to be honest with you. They gave up 14 points to Carolina. They gave up 27 against Cincinnati, but it was kind of a fluke, 20 against the Giants. They're going to get up to face Baker, and Baker played around in the Texas area and Oklahoma area, right? So he's going to have a lot of family there. They've won 4 in a row. The Tampa Bay has 40-17 against the Chargers in the last game. Huge letdown offensively for them, in my opinion, and I like the under there. New Orleans and Green Bay, I really like the under here, and I might make this my free play on Monday night. I think the only way that New Orleans hangs tough in this game is their defense, and New Orleans could very well cover. They covered against Washington. They beat the Giants outright. They only lost to LA by 7. They beat Cleveland, and they beat Atlanta. I mean, they're a 3-2 football team of late, and their defense is phenomenal. They've given up 23 or less points in their last 6 games. That's pretty darn good. And I think Green Bay coming off that nice win against Seattle, scoring 30 points. They're going to be in for a rocking game here. I think New Orleans is going to give them some trouble, and I like the under there. All right, let's hop on over to college basketball. I already told you what our free play was, which is Grand Canyon. As it relates to Utah State and St. Mary's, I like Utah State here. St. Mary's won this by 2 points about 3 years ago, so Utah State might have a little revenge here. Utah State beat Iowa, lost to UC San Diego by 2, beat North Texas. I think Utah State makes sense here, and I like Utah State off of a loss. Nebraska and Murray State here. I lean on Murray State here. Nebraska had a bad game against Michigan State and then bounced back nicely with a big game against Indiana. The thing is that Murray State is off back-to-back losses, bad loss, and down 25-41 at the half to Indiana State. I like Murray State here as a good public favorite. Georgetown and Seton Hall. I like Georgetown here. Seton Hall has won this game the last 8 times in a row. Even when they were having a bad season last year, they still won this game. But Ed Cooley's team, who came over from Providence, he's got a better team this year. All right, so he's had some time to work on his team. They had 9 wins last year. Now, boom, they're already 9-2 this year. Big win over Creighton. They routed them. Sheen's Holloway team is a desperate team. I understand they've lost 3 in a row. I get it. They could play better, but Georgetown is rolling right now, and they have revenge. Georgetown is a top 100 offense, top 50 defense, and Seton Hall is a top 50 defense, but they are outside the top 240 in offense. North Alabama and Loyola Marymount, which is in California. I like the under there. North Alabama, nice win over Loyola. I'm sorry. First of all, North Alabama beat a top 180 East Carolina team on the road by 7 points. Stan Johnson is in his 5th year at Loyola Marymount, and they're playing well. They beat Nevada by 4. They've won 4 in a row as well, but Loyola Marymount does struggle against top 180 defenses, so I'm going to go with the under there. Lemoyne and Notre Dame. I like Lemoyne here. Lemoyne did lose by 19 to St. Bonnie, and Notre Dame only beat Dartmouth by 14. Lemoyne's Super Bowl is today, mind you, against Notre Dame. Notre Dame has Georgia Tech on deck, and I don't trust them. Notre Dame is a top 250 offensive rebounding team, and Lemoyne is the 2nd year of the program, but they nearly beat Syracuse in the beginning of the year. Give me Lemoyne. Loyola, Chicago, and Oakland. I like Oakland, and I like under. If you have some time, check out Greg Kampe. Just Google him or YouTube him. Just unbelievable guy. The coach of Oakland, he is 69 years old. He's been their coach since 1999. This team has played a brutal schedule so far, playing Kansas and Illinois and Boise State. Loyola, Chicago only beat Southern Utah by who's a top 210 team by 4. That's the same power ranking as Oakland, and with all the experience Greg Kampe has and all the dance runs that he's made, give me Oakland here. Houston and Toronto in the NBA. Toronto won by a few points last year. They have not met this year. Houston beat New Orleans by 20. They beat Golden State and the Clippers, beat Oklahoma City and Minnesota, and Toronto has lost 6 in a row. But I got to tell you what, Houston lost its last game to Oklahoma City and on the road, and Toronto's lost 6 in a row coming in. Small lean on Houston, but nothing big because Toronto is a desperate team. Finally, Indiana and Sacramento. I guess I got to go with Sacramento, but it's not a huge lean. Lean on Sacramento and lean on the over. Look, this team has Sacramento beat this team by 10 points last year, but Indiana just beat Phoenix, New Orleans, and Philadelphia. They're actually playing pretty well. But the Kings are desperate here, losing 3 in a row. I mean, you either have to take the Kings or the over here. Not a huge lean for me, but give me the Kings. That is my video today. Quite a long video, but a lot of thoughts here. 18 free selections for you in the NFL and college basketball and the NBA. 6-unit NFL selection today at 1 o'clock. 7-unit college basketball selection today at 7 o'clock, and 7-unit prop selection today as well at 9 o'clock. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you back here tomorrow, and I'll see you on the live show tonight at 9 o'clock for YouTube Premium. Take care. Bye-bye.